Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, election officials reported a large turnout during Tuesday's primary election. We'll have the latest results.
Plus, starting next month, Wild Acadia Camping Resort will be reopening to the public.
And our top story, state police have made an arrest in a 36-year-old cold case. This and more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We have updated election results that we'll get to in just a moment, but let's take a quick look at our forecast with Devin Biggs.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, things looking pretty decent out there this morning. We had a few rain showers overnight. Those have since gotten out of here. And we're going to see a lot of sunshine today. A few clouds will also try to sneak in here from time to time, though, as we do have an area of low pressure just off toward the north and east. That's sending some clouds in our direction, though, but we do not have to worry about that too much today, though. There will still be a decent amount of sunshine and a high UV index value today as well. That'll be at an 8. Well, otherwise, though, a lot of sunshine today, maybe a few clouds moving in later on, but otherwise looking pretty nice for the next day or so. But the wind's not too bad either at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. They will really begin to calm down later on tonight, but they will start to pick up as we head towards the daytime tomorrow as our next system starts to approach. Lower 80s today, not too bad, right under a partly cloudy sky, and that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tonight, lower 50s, not too bad, right under a partly cloudy sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, getting windy out there with highs in the mid-70s, and a south wind gusting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning period, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds. Temperatures making into the 80s by the afternoon period. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
After 36 years, state police have made an arrest for an abandoned infant found in Frenchville, Maine.
On December 7th, 1985, a baby Jane Doe was discovered by a dog that carried the infant less than 700 feet to his owner's home. After further investigation, state police determined that the baby was born and abandoned in below zero temperatures at a gravel pit in Frenchville. State police homicide detectives used innovative technology to utilize DNA to identify the mother of baby Jane Doe as 58-year-old Lee Ann Daigle of Lowell, Massachusetts.
There was a tremendous amount of investigative effort put in from day one by the detectives back in 1985. And that effort has continued on. We've had several successes with these unsolved cases, and we'll have several more. But it's good that we can bring resolution to the family and bring closure to a very tough case.
Lee Ann Daigle was arrested Monday in Lowell, Massachusetts, and transported back to Maine. She is charged with murder and is currently being held at the Aroostook County Jail in Holton.
Police are investigating an incident in which a car crashed into the Riverside Inn on State Street in Bangor yesterday afternoon. According to Bangor Police Sergeant Wade Betters, the Jeep had left the roadway, traveled through the parking lot, and slammed into the building. There were no major injuries. However, parts of the inn were evacuated when the vehicle started leaking fluids. Witnesses tell us the incident happened in a flash.
Suddenly I hear bang real loud. Then he hit the HUV in the corner by the fire station. Then he kept going.
Sergeant Wade Betters says the driver likely experienced a medical event before losing control of the vehicle. The Bangor Police Department is currently investigating the accident.
And now to your updated election results from overnight. We'll start with the Republican battle between Liz Caruso and Bruce Poliquin. For the right's take on incumbent Jared Golden this November, Bruce Poliquin takes the win to represent Republicans in Maine's Congressional District 2. Poliquin getting over 60% of the votes. Liz Caruso falls short with just over 12,000.
And next, we have an update on the race for House District 11. Tiffany Strout stands as the leader with 269 votes. Kendall Alley behind by about 150 votes, sitting down at 115. That race still only with 55% of the votes in.
Switching over to House District 37, no update from overnight. Reagan Paul still leads Kevin Kell, but only 20% of the votes have been counted. We'll keep you updated. House District 38 has Jessica Warwick sitting ahead of Benjamin Himes. As of right now, only 22% of those votes are in for the race, but Warwick has a narrow lead heading into this morning.
For House District 59, Republican James Orr has won this race by over 100 votes from the Lewiston area.
And in the state Senate for District 7, we had a three-way battle, but Democrat Nicole Grahowski has been ruled the winner with a commanding 6,000 votes ahead of Brian Langley and Benjamin Michael John.
Sticking with the state Senate in District 10, no update from overnight, but Peter Lyford holds that narrow lead over Robert Cross.
And finally, District 16, another three-way battle for the state Senate. Michael Perkins leading the pack with 845 votes. Kevin Kitchen is in second with 731. And Mark Andre is sitting in third with 334. Those are your morning election results from Good Morning Maine.
The Waldo County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal accident in Palermo that happened on Sunday afternoon. Deputies were called to the Plummer Road just after 1:30. Police say 57-year-old Louis Miller of Palermo failed to navigate a right turn. His car left the road, struck a tree, and rolled onto its roof. Authorities say Miller was ejected from the car and died from the injuries he sustained in the crash. He was the only person in the vehicle. The circumstances of the crash remain under investigation.
And in other news, Maine State Police are planning a major reorganization of the agency in light of the ongoing staffing shortages. A.J. Douglas talked to the commissioner about how these changes will impact the people of Maine.
They looked at a data-driven process that said, well, we need to change the structures that we've been utilizing for the last several decades.
Maine State Police have decided to once again reorganize their structure to accommodate the number of troopers needed on the front lines while satisfying the need for more officers in leadership roles. The agency will begin combining troop-filled groups to focus on areas that have shown higher levels of demand.
It's going to be that kind of ability to move them and assign them, differently for a shift to prevent that negative impact and yet maintain that coverage that we need.
State police also plan to open positions for mental health providers.
This appears to be the root cause or the common theme that keeps bringing us back to that house. And, so many times there are people within that household that want this person to get some assistance, right? And they don't know where to start. So I think we hope to be the jumping off point for that family, to have somebody from the state police come alongside of them and say, hey, what's going on? Did you know about this? Did you know about these resources?
The agency wants residents of Maine to know the mission of the department remains the same.
They're going to have the same troopers patrolling their areas that they do today. And I think that's paramount to community policing.
And one thing we will never give up on or compromise on is the quality of the people we hire.
Colonel Cody says the changes will begin in phases beginning this summer. State police plan to see additional changes like adding body cams in early 2023. In Augusta, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The time is now 6:08. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Jody Hershey sat down with both gubernatorial candidates. Hear from Governor Mills and Paul LePage after the break.
But first, let's take a quick look at that forecast. A high of 80 degrees today. We have finally reached the 80s and back with some sunshine. Partially cloudy skies will be moving in this evening. Temperatures drop down to a low of 52. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 76, but the wind may be a factor.
Hailey Bieber, model, businesswoman, and married to superstar Justin Bieber. This morning, she's on GMA. Her life, her exciting new skincare beauty business, and how's Justin? Diagnosed with Ramsay Hunt syndrome. Hailey Bieber, live on GMA.
ABC 7, Fox 22, and Next Home Experience want to send you to see Lynyrd Skynyrd live in concert on their Big Wheels Keep on Turning tour with special guests Marshall Tucker Band and The Outlaws. Sunday, July 3rd at the Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Next Home Experience in Bangor. Get looped and get sold today. Win tickets to see Lynyrd Skynyrd July 3rd on the Bangor waterfront. When Moosehead Trail Home and Hearth wants to know the local forecast. They log on to foxbangor.com. Want to help keep your neighbors warm? Moosehead Trail Home and Hearth is looking for HVAC technicians. Apply today at Moosehead Trail Home and Hearth in Abbott or on our website.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
You're the persuader?
Yes, I'll convince anybody of anything.
Two strangers.
He's a police officer. You get out of the ticket?
We'll find out.
One big bet.
You want to double your money?
Heck yeah, we're doing it.
You bet your life.
Yeah, you got it. Nice work, you guys.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
Democrat Janet Mills is running for re-election for Maine governor, and her opponent, Republican Paul LePage, is no stranger to the Blaine House either. He served 2 terms from 2011 to 2019. Our Jody Hersey sat down with both candidates who say they'd like another chance to work for the people of Maine.
$5 gas is unnecessary. It's just unnecessary.
I hate the prices at the pump. It's outrageous. And to see that ExxonMobil declared another $6.6 billion in profits the first quarter of this year alone, that is outrageous. Now, can one governor cure that, address that effectively? I don't know. I can't really call up Vladimir Putin and tell him to get the heck out of Ukraine. I wish I could, and I wish he'd listen to me.
Rising prices at the pump may be the only issue Governor Janet Mills and her opponent, Paul LePage, agree on. The two, who are unopposed on their respective parties' ticket in the primary, don't see eye to eye on abortion.
I guess I won't be surprised anymore if the U.S. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, but I'll be extremely disappointed. Having lived through the era before Roe v. Wade,
There's a place for everything in this society. I prefer adoption over abortion. I don't prescribe to using abortion as a form of contraception, but I think the state should be making that decision, not unelected officials in Washington.
Mills and LePage strongly differ on the state of Maine's economy as well.
what I've done with the help of the legislature, bipartisan group in the legislature, is to use the surplus that we've carefully managed and use that surplus. 60% of it's going back to the people of Maine right now in the form of $850 checks.
You cannot pay able-bodied people to stay home and expect to have a good society, a good economy. If you're better today than 4 years ago, then I'm not your guy. But if you liked it better 4 years ago, then I am your guy.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Election officials report large turnouts during Tuesday's primary election. Stephanie Wittenbach spoke to voters and has more on the race for the Republican nomination for District 2.
Bruce Poliquin was at Orrington's polling place to cast a ballot and greet voters as they walked in. Here are a few things he wants to see happen if he wins primary and ultimately November's general election.
Republicans, I hope, will regain the majority in Washington because this path we're on is just not working. For example, Jerry Golden, who's the representative in this district now, votes 90% with Nancy Pelosi.
The Republican primary is the only congressional race in Maine with two candidates running for office. He's running against Liz Caruso, a candidate from northern Maine who says she's running to end the corruption and gridlock in Washington. Both candidates say they'll protect the Second Amendment and work to close our borders.
All the national security threats that we're up against right now, we need someone who's going to fight and protect our nation.
Poliquin says his Republican colleagues right now are on the same page.
Many Democrats want to make a change because what we're doing right now is not working. This Biden, Pelosi, Golden agenda has really been a disaster for our country.
Voters say the pressures of everyday prices as a result of inflation had them running to the election polls to vote Tuesday.
LePage ran and budgeted our money, and I don't feel that those things have been budgeted the same way. I think that a lot of money has been wasted, and I hope to see that revert the way that it used to be.
I figure if I don't vote, I can't complain.
You can't control that there's inflation. You can't control that gas prices have gone up, and so the best people can do is try to wait it out. I don't know what the answer is, but I think everybody blaming each other doesn't help.
An election official here at the Cross Insurance Center says that the voter turnout was a lot better than they expected. In Bangor, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:15. After the break, Beth Jones caught up with the Secretary of State, Shenna Bellows, who visited several poll locations. We'll hear from her next.
Plus, the rising prices of goods and services continues to tighten its grip on American families. Your national spotlight coming up.
Selling your home is a big job. You need a team to help pull it off. Real estate is no joke, and these cats ain't laughing.
You know, I think we can get you more for your home.
We just posted your house online and we're already getting great response.
Buy or sell confidently with Mark and Nancy.
Actually, it's Nancy and Mark.
Right, Nancy and Mark Rowe. Experience, personality, results. I'm sold.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a zero or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery. Plus, extra benefits like free over-the-counter healthcare items, free transportation, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Get more access to care with WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits and a 24-hour nurse advice line. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-844-471-0022 now. That's 1-844-471-0022.
Last night, Beth Jones caught up with Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, who visited several polling locations.
Let's take a look.
We are here with Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows. Shenna, thank you so much for joining us again on primary day. We appreciate you coming.
It's my pleasure.
So we know that you've been kind of bouncing around to some polling locations across the state of Maine today. Really kind of a trek for you. Where have you been and what have you been seeing at the polls today?
We started in Biddeford, moved up to South Portland, Lisbon, Hamden, and all across the state. What we are seeing is civility, congeniality, and a commitment by our poll workers, clerks, and wardens who are just so excited to make democracy work for Mainers.
You know, you talk about the congeniality and folks being cordial, but that's really important considering what the country has been through, and that's what you're seeing at the polls. Are you relieved to kind of see that be the mood?
We took a deep sigh of relief because it is so important that we come together as Americans on Election Day. This is what democracy is. This is democracy in action. And our poll workers are our friends, our neighbors, people from the community. Anyone can volunteer to be a poll worker. And by law, there are poll workers from both major political parties, Democrats and Republicans, working together to make the election work for their fellow townspeople. And that's so important.
Speaking of poll workers, you know, we hear a lot about job openings, staff shortages. Does Maine have enough election workers right now? And if not, how do you go about recruiting more?
So we had enough for this June, but I was hearing stories, people out because of COVID, emergency calls to volunteers saying, hey, can you work a double shift today instead of a single shift? Can you come in early because there's a shortage? So, and we are seeing turnover across the state because what we've been through with threats against our clerks in towns and nationally, we are seeing a lot of retirement. So there are job openings among the professional clerks. And then for poll workers, this is great. 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds can pre-register to vote and serve as a poll worker. So we do a lot of recruitment in that area. And we're encouraging people, if you have questions about the election, if you're wondering how elections work, if you have concerns about security, volunteer at the polls and see for yourself
how it works.
Exactly. It is free, fair, and secure. Take a look.
Now, you did mention that turnout is low. Are you surprised by that?
We're not surprised because usually it's the top of the ticket. In an off year, it's usually the gubernatorial primaries. But because that race is already set, we know it's current Democratic Governor Janet Mills versus former Republican Governor Paul LePage. They will be facing off in November. And so that in itself depresses turnout a little bit. Of course, in Congressional District 2, you do have a Republican primary, but Democrats don't necessarily have a reason to turn out on that side because they know it's going to be Representative Jared Golden. The one race where there's a lot of excitement is the special election, Senate District 7. That is seen by some as a bellwether for November because that is a purple district there. And you have current Democratic Representative Nicole Grahowski facing off against former Republican Senator Brian Langley with a Green Independent, Benjamin Michael John, in the race as well.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for your time and sharing your insight with what you are seeing across Maine at the polls today. We really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The time is now 6:21.
And let's bring in meteorologist Devin Biggs. He has another look at that beautiful forecast today.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, not too bad out there this morning. Maybe a few clouds trying to sneak in here. Well, otherwise, a good amount of sunshine. I hope you plan to go outside today. It will be a great day to do so, though. Well, if you are watching our next system, it looks a little bit like this here with some storms across the upper Midwest. And a warm front right about in here is going to be tracking in our direction as well. We'll notice some warmer temperatures and humidity that will begin to move in here later on. But wave heights are not too bad right now at all. If you're heading close to the ocean, water temperatures may still be a little low. But 2 to 3 foot wave heights being noted at this point, so nothing too dramatic happening at this point. The winds will be calm today, though, really calming down later on tonight. And then by tomorrow, look what happens. So gusty winds up to about 25, maybe 30 miles per hour will be possible, though that'll be out of the south. So we'll have to watch for more winds. I'll begin to move in ahead of our next system. Our average high is 75 degrees. We'll get above that today by making it into the lower 80s with middle to upper 70s by Thursday and Friday. Then cooling off as a cold front moves in by the weekend to the middle to upper 60s. Then back in the 70s as we head towards Monday and Tuesday. Let's take out the muggy meter, though. When that cold front passes, of course, we'll notice the dew points will rise briefly into the 60s, maybe getting close to the 70s in a few spots. So cold front passes through Friday and Saturday, hence why the temperatures fall off. The dew points will also begin to improve after that. But if you're heading out the door today, though, the UV index is very high. It's at an 8, so that means a bird time of simply 15 minutes. So the hat, the sunglasses, sunscreen, shade needed as you head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. But futurecast for today, partly cloudy is what we're going with today, but a lot of sunshine will be expected. Maybe some clouds later on to the day into the evening time frame, no. But by tomorrow, though, maybe a few more clouds trying to approach, but overall looking pretty decent before rain begins to approach as we head towards Thursday night and the parts of Friday morning. So your forecast for today, get outside and enjoy it. Lower 80s under a partly cloudy sky, that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s on the way under a partly cloudy sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, middle 70s under a mostly cloudy sky, getting windy out there as well. That south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth, showing storm chances returning by Friday. Temperatures in the upper 70s, upper 60s on Saturday with a chance for storms, and a few showers on Sunday, highs in the mid 60s.
I've been having foot pain for at least 10 years. The first day I put the key boot on, I could tell the difference. My pain level has been so much better. I was amazed. The key boots made it possible for me to actually walk without pain. I can go shopping, walking around the store without wanting to cry. I mean, I feel like dancing sometimes. The key boots made all the difference. Very happy with it. Comfort shoes, it's just changed my life.
Hewitt Lift and Rolodoc creates
the strongest, simplest, and most reliable dock system.
With one simple goal:
to get you on the lake
faster and easier than anyone else.
Because at Hewitt, we build stronger.
After 40 years of quality building, we get it.
Hewitt family builds for your family.
For your family.
For your family.
Stand on the solid foundation of the Hewitt family.
Docks, pontoon legs, and boat lifts.
You work hard, play harder. You deserve a Hewitt.
ABC 7, Fox 22, and Next Home Experience want to send you to see Lynyrd Skynyrd live in concert on their Big Wheels Keep on Turning tour with special guests Marshall Tucker Band and The Outlaws. Sunday, July 3rd at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Next Home Experience in Bangor. Get looped and get sold today. Win tickets to see Lynyrd Skynyrd July 3rd on the Bangor waterfront.
Your rent was $300.
He raised it to $500.
And then he raised it another $100.
Yes.
The cost of her room went through the roof.
It's a free America. That's his choice.
So she chose to make excuses instead of paying.
There was 24 violations from housing.
If he wants to live like a pig in his house, he could live like a pig in his house. And you have a choice to move elsewhere. Move!
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
And now on to the economy and the rising concerns surrounding inflation. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates again today, higher than expected. It's all in an effort to try to slow down inflation.
ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with more.
This morning, the rising prices of goods and services continues to tighten its grip on American families.
Got 3 kids, 2 teenagers and a young one, so anything helps. We barely make it, and I get paid pretty good at my job.
Families are now spending nearly $350 more every month than they did for the same things last year. Gas is up $5 a gallon, around 50% higher from last year. Groceries are up too, almost 12%, and rent up 26%. Marilyn Bailey is retired, but the rising cost of her rent now has her looking for work.
I'm looking for a part-time job at 75.
The Labor Department says producer prices rose 10.8% last month compared to the same time last year. The Federal Reserve responding. They're expected to raise the cost of borrowing by 3/4 of a point, all in hopes of slowing down the economy.
This inflation is very painful and it has to come down. So the only way of doing that is getting those interest rates up and slowing the growth rate in the economy.
That economic slowdown means the cost of credit cards, car loans, and mortgages will rise even more at a time Americans are already seeing rising prices for just about everything. President Biden in Philadelphia Tuesday reminding Americans that unemployment remains at record lows, but pushing back at his critics who say his administration's spending policies, including pandemic stimulus funds, fueled this inflation.
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives. Jobs are back, but prices are still too high. Our work isn't done.
The Federal Reserve is trying to tame current inflation without plunging the economy into a recession, but some experts warn the country may still be headed for one anyway.
Police warn more criminals are using Apple AirTags to unknowingly track their victims. But it turns out that's not illegal behavior, depending on where you live.
Fox News correspondent Alexis McAdams has the story.
This is an Apple AirTag. It's supposed to help you keep track of your keys and your wallet, but police say some people are using it to stalk people. And that's what happened out in Indianapolis. Take a look here on your screen. This is 26-year-old Galen Morris there. Police say she used the device to follow her cheating boyfriend out to a local bar. When she found 26-year-old Andre Smith there with another woman, police say she ran him over with her car 3 times and killed him. It's just one example of a growing and a dangerous trend.
I think we hear more and more stories about how these devices are being used for bad rather than the good they were invented for. So I think we all have to be a little more cautious and curious about these things as we move forward.
In a statement, Apple says in part, we condemn in the strongest possible terms any malicious use of our products. Right now, tracking someone with an AirTag is not illegal in all 50 states. But 23 states and Washington, D.C. have electronic tracking laws. 3 other states have bills in the works, including Ohio, where lawmakers are working to pass a new bipartisan bill inspired by the murder of an Akron mom. Heidi Moon was shot and killed in her own driveway by her ex-boyfriend. Her family tells me he used an Apple AirTag to follow her home.
He had it stuffed down in the seat cushion of her car and actually shot her with her own weapon. He was a convicted felon and wasn't able to obtain or own any kind of weapon of his own.
That bill could pass later this year, although it will not bring the victims back. Heidi's family tells me they're hopeful it could stop future tragedies.
So many things are going to be missed not having her here anymore. I hate for this to happen to anybody else.
Apple has had some new software additions, but if you're still worried about this, you can listen for unfamiliar beeping to try and find the AirTag and check for Apple notifications. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, Wild Acadia Camping Resort will be reopening to the public. We'll tell you all the changes ahead of the grand opening.
Plus, we'll have the latest out of the Hollywood Nation, and your midpoint is coming right up as Good Morning Maine continues.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away.
Alan Jackson has become a part of America's musical landscape and a country music icon over his 25-year music career.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Now he delivers a powerful performance featuring songs from his very personal release entitled Precious Memories.
I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my fame and glory. Are you washed in the blood?
Filmed live at the historic Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, this unique DVD captures powerful gospel performances and intimate interviews with Alan, his mother, and his wife as he reflects on his musical journey.
This is my story. This is my song.
If you call now to order this inspirational video, you'll also receive, as a very special bonus, a 2-CD collection featuring 28 classic gospel favorites.
Love lifted me. Love lifted me. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. He lives, Christ Jesus lives today.
This DVD keepsake is a priceless addition to any music collection, and it can be yours along with this bonus 2-CD collection for the special low price of $29.95 plus shipping and handling. To order, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen.
When we all get to heaven, what?
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. It's June 15th of 2022. There are 6 days until summer. We are almost there, and we're going to feel those temperatures up in the 80s today. It's going to be a beautiful Wednesday for us. The forecast is coming up in just a moment.
A little history. 807 years ago today, the Magna Carta was signed at Runnymede, England by King John. It's considered the birth of modern democracy. Birthdays include actress Helen Hunt, who's 59, actress Courtney Cox is 58, actor Neil Patrick Harris is 49, and Mr. and Mrs. Harrison Ford celebrate their 12th wedding anniversary.
And if you're visiting Maine, you're just in time for National Lobster Day. The best lobsters in the world are hauled in by Maine lobstermen every day, but you knew that already. Gotta enjoy those lobsters. I mean, it's gotta be my favorite seafood. I would say lobster.
Yeah?
Up top, yeah. When I was a kid, we used to go down to Neville Light in Portland. I went to York Beach every single year with my family, big tradition, and we'd always go over to Fox's over there, and I got introduced to lobster. Worst mistake my parents ever made, because every time I went back to Maine, I was like, am I getting lobster? And they're like, you know that's expensive, Joseph. So I do love
lobster. A lobster roll or just a whole lobster?
Started with lobster roll, now it's just whole lobster.
I prefer a whole lobster too.
Oh man, they're so good, so delicious.
So good.
It's amazing too. Isn't there a history behind it? How they used to be, they weren't as expensive. They were kind of given out to the poor later, an old history.
I didn't know that, but that would make sense.
Yeah, and it kind of grew, and now it's very, robust, and you get a lot of I mean, it's like $25, $30 a lobster.
I know. It's hard work fishing them. They call the work hauling traps because you used to haul them by hand, but most people have a crank now on their boat.
Yeah, a little easier labor with technology nowadays. That kind of helps out when you're working out there. But let's turn things over to Devin Biggs. He has another look at our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all, from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, things looking pretty decent out there this morning. We had a few rain showers overnight. Those have since gotten out of here. And we're going to see a lot of sunshine today. A few clouds will also try to sneak in here from time to time, though, as we do have an area of low pressure just off toward the north and east. It's sending some clouds in our direction, though, but we do not have to worry about that too much today, though. There will still be a decent amount of sunshine and a high UV index value today as well. That'll be at an 8. But otherwise, though, a lot of sunshine today, maybe a few clouds moving in later on, but otherwise looking pretty nice for the next day or so. But the wind's not too bad either, at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. They will really begin to calm down later on tonight, but they will start to pick up as we head towards the daytime tomorrow as our next system starts to approach. Lower 80s today, not too bad, right? Under a partly cloudy sky, and that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tonight, lower 50s, not too bad, right? Under a partly cloudy sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, getting windy out there with highs in the mid-70s, and a south wind gusting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning period, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds. Temperatures making into the 80s by the afternoon period. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
That is one of the nicest forecasts I have seen Devin Biggs thrown out here in a long time. All sun across the board.
Instant serotonin.
It's going to be a great day. Well, starting this July, Wild Acadia Camping Resort will be reopening to the public. Formerly known as Wild Acadia Fun Park, the resort will still have its rope courses and water slides, but it will also feature 90 brand new campsites with water and electricity for electric vehicles or camper trailers.
James Allen explained the benefits of creating these new amenities.
We decided to invest in the property. My brother and I, who own the property, grew up here in Down East Maine and have a great love for the area and wanted to invest in the area for the people of Down East Maine and beyond.
Along with the campsites, the resort is also building a new pool and built-in water playground while keeping the zip line and outdoor climbing wall. And for the latest on what's happening in Hollywood,
here's ABC's Chris Watson.
Was it honestly the best?
BTS members want a break, but their record label insists they don't want to break up. In a video posted online to mark their 9th anniversary, the global superstars say all 7 members are, quote, going on a hiatus to work on solo projects, have some fun, and, quote, experience lots of things. The K-pop stars didn't say how long their hiatus will last, and their record label disputes the word hiatus, saying in a statement that BTS will still be working on projects as a group as well as individually. Kevin Bacon was shocked to learn that there's a fast food chain in Argentina that uses his name and image. Appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the actor was shown the Kevin Bacon fast food logo for the first time.
I got to tell you, I think there's other Kevin Bacon restaurants that I don't get any money for.
Bacon joked that he was going to file a lawsuit. For his part, Kimmel was surprised Bacon was hearing about the restaurant for the first time on his show. Celebrating birthdays today, Oscar winner Helen Hunt turns 59. Friends star Courtney Cox is 58. And rapper and actor Ice Cube is 53. And that's what's happening in Hollywood.
A New York State archivist discovered documents of a court fight where a former enslaved woman won the right to have her son returned to her. It's the case of Sojourner Truth. She was born into slavery in 1797 in Hudson Valley, New York, and walked off the property of her final owner in 1826. Her son, Peter, was sold into slavery in Alabama during a time when slavery was being phased out in New York.
It was ruled that his sale to another state was illegal. Case documents were found earlier this year by a New York State archivist. They will go on display at the Ulster County Courthouse in Kingston, New York today, which is the same place where she fought for her son nearly 2 centuries ago.
So just the fact that she was a woman going up against powerful men, that's extraordinary right there. And then you add in race, and then you add in class. So it's an amazing story.
One of the things that's most striking to me is this small little mark, this little X. This is Sojourner Truth's handling. This is her DNA left behind on this document. And the rest is legalese and all of that. This is Sojourner Truth. This is where she shows up in this story.
Isabella Van Wagenen, as she was known then, went to become an outspoken abolitionist and women's rights advocate.
Still to come here this morning, Dave Peck joins us for sports, as this week is full of high school baseball and softball playoffs. We have all the results next.
But first, here's a quick look at that forecast. Temperatures are back up in the 80s today. A little bit of cloud coverage coming in tonight, and we'll stick around today. Tomorrow, it is mostly cloudy with some wind and a high of 76.
Up and Smoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up and Smoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
Wow. With fuel prices quickly rising and no end in sight, isn't it time to give Black's Heat Pumps a call? Did you know heat pumps could save you up to 50% on your heating bill? Our experts can handle all your commercial and residential work and provide you with quality installation, repair, and maintenance. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Our number one priority is to save you money and keep you comfortable all year long. Get the service you deserve. Find us at blacksheatpumps.com and on Facebook.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you can have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
Ready for a little GMA-ish promo? Okay, here we go. GMA 7A every day.
Bring your friends.
With Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Starting sharp at 7A. Boom! That's how you start the day.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Good morning, everyone. Well, Regional Championship Tuesday has come and gone. 8 Northern Maine plaques handed out between softball and baseball teams vying for a spot in Saturday's state championship. Starting with Class A, top-seeded Bangor down in Augusta, taking on Edward Little. Colton Trish on the mound, and he was on fire. Gets Drew Smith on strikes. Trish on his game on Tuesday, bottom second after a Luke Misbrenner walk and 2 pass balls. Max Clark drops in a single. That brings home the run, 1-0 Bangor. Same score in the 6th inning now. Eddies have first and third with 2 down, and look at the play from Yates. Emerson saves the run and the lead for the Rams, and that would be the game-saving play. Bangor wins 1-0, and they're headed back to the state finals for the second straight year.
And it's amazing that I can just put fastballs in the zone, I expect pitchers to hit ground balls, and then just have my defense make plays, so it's awesome.
All right, to the softball side of things now, Class A, Messalonsky and Skowhegan battling for the A North Finals. This one, all Eagles. Top 5, Maddie Wilson knocks home Morgan Wills on a single up the middle. Part of a 5-run inning for the Eagles, and that was all the run support Wills needed. She was dominant, gets Anna Perkins down swinging, and then sends Reese Danforth back to the dugout to end the inning. Wilson at the dish again, this time an infield single makes it 10-0, and that would be the final. Messalonsky goes on to win it in 6 innings, booking their trip to the state finals as well.
We had a rough start, and I think we've just exceeded everyone's expectations in these past 4, 5, 6 games that we've had.
All right, Toomhay now for the Class B North baseball final. Ellsworth facing off against Old Town. We picked this one up in the 6th. Old Town with a 2-0 lead till David Baugh rips one into a gap, scoring 2 and ties the ball game at that. And that is a name you will want to remember, folks. Now in the 7th, a passed ball here sets up Ellsworth with runners in prime scoring position. Then with 2 outs and the bases loaded, it's Baugh who plays hero again with a walk-off single, sending the Eagles to the state title game.
I'm super excited, and I love these guys. I'm glad that I was able to help out and perform for them, and I just hope we can do good in the state game.
To the Class B North softball final now. Winslow facing Herman at Coffin Field. Black Raiders clinging to a 1-0 lead. Emma Michaud gets the strikeout in the 5th inning, and they would get some insurance in the 6th. First, a wild pitch scores Leah Knight from third to make it 2-0 Black Raiders. And then a perfect bunt here gives it a 3-0 advantage in the 6th inning. And in the 7th, Michaud shuts the door here, gets the ground out to first. That sends Winslow to the state championship for the 2nd straight year. 3-0 the final in that one. We'll go on to Class C now. Bucksport facing Mount View at Mansfield. We'll start in the 3rd inning here. Golden Bucks at the plate. Jake Goody finds a hole up the middle. Tyler Hallett comes around to score, and the Bucks are up 2. Now, later in the inning, Cam Rich deciding, well, I want to keep it going, so I will. Another base knock makes it a 3-0 Bucksport lead. Mustangs answered in the ensuing frame, though. Calvin Jewett here cut the lead in half on this 2 RBI single. Noah Hurd was strong on the mound. Fantastic all night, but so was Goody as he earns the complete game win, and Bucksport advances to stage 4-2 the final.
It's been a long season. We put a lot of work into practices and games, and I think all those just led to this moment, keep us on 4-2 victory, and now we're on to the big one.
And for the softball Class C North title, number 5 Orono, number 2 Mannocook. 5th inning here, the Lynx already up a couple. Jenny Witten sends one to right center, just out of the reach of Juliana Morrison. That makes it a 4-0 lead. Then in the 6th, Ava Sutherland here delivers the knockout punch with this drive to center all the way to the fence, and inside the park home run would solidify the win 10-0 as Mannocook captures the Class C North crown.
It's huge. The last time we won anything was our 8th grade year when we played for the middle school, so it was really cool to do it again our senior year and kind of have somewhat of a repeat.
All right, back to Mansfield now. You see a pattern? I do. Machias battling Stearns in the Class D North final. Pitching duel early. Aiden Sanders gets the strikeout here. We will go to the 4th. And Machias got things going. Ethan Libby with the RBI double to make it a 2-0 Bulldogs lead. And then in the 7th, Bulldogs just got loose off their leash. First, Ethan Foss with the RBI here. And then it's Libby again, getting the job done. Machias would explode for 9 runs in the inning. More than enough for Cashman Feeney. He gets the one-hit win. As the Bulldogs repeat 11-0 the final.
It feels really good to be back here again this year. As you can see, it didn't go so great early, but we were waiting for that inning to open it up. One of the best things that you could really do.
And last but certainly not least, Class D softball. Could the Bulldogs get the sweep? The baseball team looking on, facing Hodgdon. Hawks already up 2. Great defense catching the bunt here. Sadie Thompson is there at second for the double play. Heads up defense there from Hodgdon. In the 5th, same score. Jada Case gets the strikeout to keep it close. But Marissa Dow in the circle, and the Hawks just too strong. Last chance for Machias, but it's Aaliyah Matheson again with the defense. Hawks take their first ever Northern Maine title, 2-0.
It's amazing. It's definitely the best feeling in the world, especially since we've worked so hard to get here. Long season, and we all just really wanted it. It feels great.
All right, so congratulations. 8 champions on baseball and softball together, and they will vie for the state championships on Saturday. And, of course, we will have full coverage of that in the coming week. All righty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Tossie's Checkout Convenience Store, and Bombshell Beauty and Spa want to send you to see Lynyrd Skynyrd live in concert on their Big Wheels Keep On Turnin' tour with special guests Marshall Tucker Band and The Outlaws, Sunday, July 3rd at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Tossie's Checkout Convenience Store in Glenburn. Stop by and check us out. And Bombshell Beauty and Spa in the Brewer Shopping Center. Win tickets to see Lynyrd Skynyrd July 3rd on the Bangor waterfront.
Dirt. It's where we came from, where we play, and where we work. It's under our fingernails, sometimes in our teeth, and always in our blood. Dirt. Let's go get some on us. CF Moto.
At Coveside Wheel and Ski in Newport.
And with Wednesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
The Federal Reserve is wrapping up its latest two-day meeting this afternoon and may raise a key interest rate by 0.75 of a point, the biggest single interest rate hike since the early 1990s. The Fed is looking for ways to slow inflation. The S&P and Dow closed down on Tuesday. The S&P dropped nearly 0.4%. The Dow was off 0.5%. The Nasdaq finished up nearly 0.2%. UPS has unveiled new battery-powered four-wheel cycles for deliveries in congested cities. The test of the pedal-powered carts will start in New York and several cities in Europe. And Microsoft officially ends support for Internet Explorer today. It was replaced by Edge 7 years ago. I'm Leo Jonathan with Wednesday's Business on ABC 7.
Now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, not too bad out there this morning. Maybe a few clouds trying to sneak in here. Well, otherwise, a good amount of sunshine. I hope you plan to go outside today. It will be a great day to do so, though. But we are watching our next system. It looks a little bit like this here with some storms across the upper Midwest. And a warm front right about in here is going to be tracking in our direction as well. We'll notice some warmer temperatures and humidity that will begin to move in here later on. But wave heights are not too bad right now at all. If you're heading close to the ocean, water temperatures may still be a little low. But 2 to 3 foot wave heights being noted at this point, so nothing too dramatic happening at this point. The winds will be calm today, though, really calming down later on tonight. And then by tomorrow, look what happens. So gusty winds up to about 25, maybe 30 miles per hour will be possible, though that'll be out of the south. So we'll have to watch for more winds. I'll begin to move in ahead of our next system. Our average high is 75 degrees. We'll get above that today by making it into the lower 80s with middle to upper 70s by Thursday and Friday. Then cooling off as a cold front moves in by the weekend to the middle to upper 60s. Then back in the 70s as we head towards Monday and Tuesday. Let's take out the muggy meter, though. When that cold front passes, of course, we'll notice the dew points will rise briefly into the 60s, maybe getting close to the 70s in a few spots. So cold front passes through Friday and Saturday, hence why the temperatures fall off. The dew points will also begin to improve after that. But if you're heading out the door today, though, the UV index is very high. It's at an 8, so that means a bird time of simply 15 minutes. So the hat, the sunglasses, sunscreen, shade needed as you head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. But futurecast for today, partly cloudy is what we're going with today, but a lot of sunshine will be expected. Maybe some clouds later on to the day into the evening time frame, no. But by tomorrow, though, maybe a few more clouds trying to approach, but overall looking pretty decent before rain begins to approach as we head towards Thursday night and the parts of Friday morning. So a forecast for today, get outside, enjoy it. Lower 80s under a partly cloudy sky, and that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s on the way under a partly cloudy sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, middle 70s under a mostly cloudy sky, getting windy out there as well. That south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth, showing storm chances returning by Friday. Temperatures in the upper 70s, upper 60s on Saturday with a chance for storms, and a few showers on Sunday, highs in the mid 60s.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in the state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit, any new truck. Our full service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
However you spend your day, spend it in style. At Label Shopper, you'll find designer brands for 30 to 70% less than department stores. With prices this low, you can grab all your favorite styles.
Label Shopper, great clothes, great prices.
Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op is a small group of independent Maine fishermen who want to make sure you get the freshest lobsters we can provide. To do that, we sell direct to the public to avoid long storage times and inflated prices. For the best quality, texture, and taste, our live lobsters have to have ideal conditions from the time we catch them to when they arrive at your table. Please browse our website for fantastic deals on real, fresh Maine lobster and other seafood. Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op, from our boats to your door. Fathers play a special role in people's lives, and this Father's Day, ABC7 and Fox 22 want to help you show your dad how much he is appreciated with a special Father's Day giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate from Village Variety in Glenburn, a $50 gift certificate from Tossie's Checkout Convenience Store in Glenburn, and a $50 gift card from Body Graphic Studio in Hamden. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Fox ABC Maine, and like and comment.
From executive producer Peyton Manning comes a new game show where the only way to win is to keep it together.
This show's crazy, right? I can't believe I'm hosting a game show.
The Final Straw, July 10th on ABC, and stream on Hulu.
With Father's Day only a few days away, we want to share a recipe that we think Dad and all the dads in your life will love. I mean, what dad doesn't like steak? And when it's marinated in beer, all the better. We start off by making an outrageous marinade by mixing together some soy sauce, brown sugar, minced garlic, and get this, a good amount of beer. Now we marinate a flank steak in this in the fridge for at least a couple hours or even overnight. Come dinner time, we take the steak out of the marinade and toss it onto our outdoor grill, or we can even do this right in a grill pan, right on our stovetop. All it takes is about 5 minutes per side or until it's done to your liking. Then we sprinkle on some sea salt and some freshly ground pepper before slicing it thinly across the grain. Does this look mouth-watering or what? Between the richness of the beer and the wow we get from the garlic, you can't miss. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for Dad's Beer Marinated Steak. So you'll be ready to impress your dad this Father's Day with a steak that'll be loved as much as he is. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, wishing dads everywhere a happy Father's Day, filled with lots of, ooh, it's so good.
That looked perfectly rare.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
Great cook.
Yep. Good Morning America is up next on ABC7.
Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's coming up on Fox 22. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary and live in the area, call now to see how this little card could get you some big benefits, including money added back to your Social Security check. With one toll-free call, you can find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. You get an all-in-one plan designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage, prescription drugs with $0 generics, dental, vision and hearing, plus the WellCare Visa Flex Card, money for over-the-counter items, and money back in your Social Security check each month, and so much more. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare plan for a $0 monthly premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 monthly premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with